Well, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Virtual Happy Hour on a Monday edition here on MLK Monday edition. Glad you guys are along. Let's roll the open in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Well, you know what? I'm going to adjust the volume here. I'm having a little bit hot there. I'm actually charging. I didn't charge the mics on Friday. These little bad boys, this little buddy here, I don't know if you can see it. Well, there's one just like this that's got a little, that's the actual receiver, and this bad boy is charging. I don't know if I can put it. I don't know. Let's see if I can I don't know. Anyway, it's charging, so I think I've got enough to get the juice here in a minute to get us through. Let me see if it'll work. Enough, and if I need to fire it off a little bit more, let me put that there on the. Good to see you, Steve. Hope you're doing well. There in the Metro. Hope you guys are doing well. It's a Monday edition. I mentioned the holiday edition. It's been nice to have the wife and I here at the house today, and but both of us been doing our thing, working. I'm way behind, so this show's going to be kind of just really what you get. It's what you get when you got time for one beer at the bar, and this is what you get. So it's not going to be. I don't actually probably the third or second time that I've actually done absolutely not even thought in my head what I was going to do until I pressed the button. So. Either that means I'm really, 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 really good or really, 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 really bad. But I don't think there's any in between. So anyway, glad you guys are along. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend was great. And as we roll into a week that's pretty excited about, I got a trip planned later in the week. So that's pretty exciting as well. We'll get more of that as the week goes on. Put my earpiece back in here so I can hear our next guest. There we go. I don't know. I've got a little bit. Bring it down a little bit there. All right, here we go. Let's bring our featured guest. It seems like every show, doesn't it? It's the one and only Bob, who joins us from up in Indiana. Here we go. How are you doing today? What's going on?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I had a lunch meeting for fundraising for the Council on Aging at noon, and so I had to get up today. So that therein is the challenge, is getting up. So.
Well, okay. You got up though, so that's good.
Yeah, and we had a nice luncheon, and we have this young man that's come on the board that's very, very going to be a real help for raising funds. He knows about everybody in the community, and has great ideas. He himself was on a board for an organization called Loveway, which is for children that have issues, handicapped or whatever. It's horse. They get to ride horses, and he was the first person. He was one of the first kids when he was young, because he walks with a cane, and he has issues because he was born 3 months premature. But he's just really, really nice and has a great job, and he's really. So we had lunch with he and the gal that's been doing our fundraising, and we're changing our approach. Rather than doing one big event a year, we're going to try to scatter it out quarterly, because it seems to work with that way. So anyway, so then I came home, and I was going to take a nap because I had to get up early, and then I couldn't nap, and so I started looking at. And then Sam shows up to help me, to bring me my Aleve PM. I forgot to order that, and I asked him to get it for me because Amazon, it was going to be 2 more weeks, and I only had a 6-day supply. So there you go. So anyway, we had a visit, and that was that. He just left a few minutes ago.
Well, that's good.
For me. So that my resident handyman was here. So that's my day.
I'll visit there. It's good. It's good. You guys getting snow or anything?
Yes, it's we have probably, I don't know how much. It's snowing now. When I let him out, he took my trash to the curb, and it's dark here, of course, and there's snowflakes in the air. But by the time I got home, when I went to the downtown, it was there was snow on the neighborhood. They keep, up here they keep your main arteries, clear. But when I came home, there was no snow on the neighborhood roads and no snow on my driveway. But now it's snowing again, so we may have more snow on the ground. We haven't had a huge snow so far, but we've had periodic snows. So anyway, welcome to Wally World.
67 degrees here.
Oh, well, I don't know what it is here. Probably in the 20s or 30s. I don't know. I get used to it, so it's no big deal. So I'm going to get on the other side.
Yeah, I'm kind of scrolling. I got a bunch of stuff to do. I got to go stand on the grill in the dark here for a few minutes. So I got chicken. Oh, you know what? I didn't brine the chicken. I have to do that too. Dang it. Anyway, I'll get it done. So I'm about to grill in the dark, which is always fun because it's going to be dark here tonight. Yes.
Sam and I were discussing classy football players, and I've always thought Tony Romo was pretty classy. Do his kids go to Trinity?
Yes.
Huh?
True. Yes. As far as I know, they were there.
Sam didn't.
Yeah, they had been there. I don't know. I assume they're there right now. They were there last year. I don't think. No, they're there this year because I did. Yeah, they're there. I don't usually ever. The only time I'd cross with this kid because they're down at the lower school would be for PE, and I haven't had PE, but I do remember being there. I mean, I was there before. They were in the directory, so yeah, they're there.
Well, Sam didn't know that. He wasn't aware they went to Trinity, and I said, "Well, I believe they do, but I may be wrong."
His wife is a TCA graduate.
It's not the Candace Crawford I know, though.
Don't know that.
Her name is. She went to the University of Missouri. She was a model, apparently.
Yes, and she's a TCA grad. Her brother's a TCA.
You're breaking up, but anyway, yeah. I didn't realize that, but it wasn't the Candace Crawford that we knew. That was older.
Yeah, but she would have been probably she was much younger than we are. Obviously, she's probably been 2000-ish. I don't know what class. I just know she and her brother both went there, and like I said, Romo's kids go there. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
It is cool because I like him announcing. I like him a lot. Anyway, okay, I'll go on the other side.
All right, love you, Mom. See you later. You're gonna buy. I don't know. Oh, Monday. It is a holiday Monday. It's Martin Luther King Day, which I think is a great holiday. I think it's especially maybe more so this year it's a big holiday. It should be a big holiday regardless, but I think this year it takes on a little bit more meaning. But sadly, I think a lot of us were hoping that this COVID thing was behind us and we'd have really a chance to really get out and about and celebrate together. The really good thing coming fresh off what I did with my new group again. last week. We moved our Thursday group. We used to meet at 6 a.m. at Starbucks because we hadn't met in a while. So we're meeting at 7 a.m. online. We went from 7 a.m. to we moved it to 8 o'clock at night. But anyway, it's a group of guys from Park Cities where I go to church, predominantly white church, predominantly. Not, but there's more diversity than you think. And then a church from our southern sector of town, and those folks that down there, we get together, and it's just been a real good fellowship, brotherhood, and I think that this year, for me personally, and I'm sure for a lot of folks, but for me personally, after what happened last summer and all the different things that happened, Mike is scratchy. Yeah, I keep hearing that, but I don't hear it as bad. After what happened last summer, I don't know why it's so scratchy. It's just garbage, babe. It's a bad show. It's garbage. It's what it is. Let's just see here. It's always something, isn't it? Let's. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Well, I guess it'll work now, but oh man. Oh well. Okay. Well, now we're back on, but sorry about that. Yeah. Apparently we're on. Oh man, it's always something. It's just so. I want to just. So frustrating. I may just. This may be it for me, folks. This may be it. I mean, don't know why I was. It was scratching, so I tried to fix it. I just should have left well enough alone, right? But anyway, uh, sorry about that. About as unprofessional of a show as you're going to get. I thought it would come back on, but it wouldn't. So anyway, I do apologize. I know this is kind of a show about nothing, but at least give you something besides my fat face on the screen just saying nothing. So where were we? Okay, where was I? Okay, it's MLK Day, and that's where I was talking about. And again, I think it meant. I think it means a lot no matter what year it is. I think with some of the things that have gone on the last year, obviously, I think it takes on a brand new meaning. Personally, for me in our house, it's taking on an even bigger meaning. I shouldn't say bigger. It's taking even a more special meaning. It's probably the better word for it. Um, is that because, and my wife's been doing this too. We both were involved. I think I was mentioning this before she told me on mic. When she told me my mic sucked, I was trying to tell you guys about this. So um, we're both involved in a it was a bridge building church thing with our church and a sister church, a church we worked together hand in hand with in our city for a number of years, both pastors and I've been dear mates. And I can tell you this: there may be places in our city where they're not doing what they should be doing, racial reconciliation wise. Park Cities is not one of them. Baptist is not one of them. And they think they did a phenomenal job. Anyway, long and short of it was, I think this year I thought more about the holiday. Usually just it's like those holidays, Columbus Day or President's Day. You kind of just all right. It's an extra bonus day off. Yeah, and sort of. I was probably a little bit of guilty of being one that MLK Day was sort of the same way. Kind of like okay, it's just one more day I get off. But I think, and I know personally from our house that it means more to us than it did before. It's more special to us. I mean, it's not just a day that we celebrate and the count. Okay, it's the next day off, which I think for building bridges between both um, to really overcome racism from both sides of the fence, really. And it's something that Dr. King said, and it was echoed yesterday in our church service that the really the problem of a lot of these problems we have racism wise are not with you know the folks out the front lines doing the marches back in the day. It was the white moderate. It was the folks like myself and my wife. So I guess that's really hit home to me the last year or so. And then when we get to this bridge building exercise, and now as I mentioned, my men's group, I have two of them with. The one that we were doing the 7 a.m. and now we're doing 8 o'clock at night, which is I guess the better thing is, and I joked about it with the guys the day, but none of us had bedhead because a lot of times we just roll out of bed, turn the Zoom on, and here we go, folks. But we were all in various states of there's the dog, various states of in our day. Here we go. Let's hello everybody. How you doing, buddy? Um, when we went off the air on Friday, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Max, um, we gave him the pretzels, right? The pretzel rods, which they look a lot like the little sticks we give him in the morning, little chew treats that are good for their teeth. They look a little round deal or a little groove deal. They love them, right? He loves it. And so he took two of those rods, and I thought he devoured them and you'd think a dog would like salty snacks because it's got the big, pretzel salt on there, and he goes, but he doesn't like the insides. We assume he hasn't told us this. We assume the inside's not to his liking. Like the outside's probably okay, but he tastes the inside. It's like, well, there's nothing to taste. It's like, man, because I love a good pretzel. But we discovered when off the air, he'd left one full pretzel on the ground, and one of them he kind of bit into. Like it's like he was trying to bite into it, and he's like, "This is terrible. Wait, where's the good stuff?" And he kept biting into it and kept spitting out the bad part because he was trying to find the good part. Anyway, he likes the ones with the peanut butter. Yes, Ditta sticks. They are Ditta sticks. Yeah, Keith, I agree. Again, in diversity and learning about other people, and then and that's been the coolest thing about this whole experience with our church group is that I think those guys from our brother church got as much out of learning about me as I did about them. And I say me, about my journey or about our journey, about where and basically the guys the guys from my church pretty much all the very similar story. We were very, very anti racism. We didn't want any. We were not racist. We didn't believe in racist tendencies. We were not like that at all. But we were the moderate. We were the white moderate who said, okay, well, it's not us. It's somebody. It's not our problem because we're not being that way. But there are people out there that are being that way, and we should probably tell them to, and we do, but we're not really being aggressive in promoting that all, the Black lives, our brothers in Christ, our brothers, that we all matter, that we're all the same, that we're all the same under his eyes. And I think that's where this experience for me, and that's why MLK Day, and my wife and I, we didn't talk about it today, but I was kind of a little shocked that I thought, it's kind of, this is the first year where MLK Day, when some folks were working, I'd be like, gosh, that's kind of isn't that a day you're supposed to be off? And because I started thinking about the reasons why we have the holiday. There's a reason why this holiday exists. And I just thought a little more about that. And I think being in that, and again, this is a men's group, church group. We've done this. We're now to a second book by Dr. Tony Evans. I haven't even started yet. We'll start it this week. But he was the first African-American graduate of the Dallas Theological Seminary back in the day. So he does some phenomenal stuff on Right Now Media, but I've seen his stuff, great stuff. So anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing this book, reading his new book. Well, not his new, but one of the books though. But the point is that I think that, and this is something that my wife and I've experienced some great fellowship with, with a, sadly for us, we've probably never gone out with them unless we would have been this bridge building group from church. And that's unfortunate. I mean, we should all be, and it should matter, And yes, and I agree. And that's what this group that we were doing was exactly like that. And we were all, again, we're all believers, but we all taught. And the funny thing about it was, when you hear our conversations online, it was the same conversations that you had with any of your mates. It was the sports, your teams, something the wife did, the kids. It was all the very same experiences as far as everyday life in general. Obviously, I don't know what it feels like to be targeted and profiled, but they had the same needs. And, there was a couple, and I won't go into what their story was. There's a couple that we've become close to who have almost the exact same story that we have, with some of the very same things that we've had to go through as a couple, as a dog. He agrees. And it was great to talk to them about their journey through these ups and downs and our journey through ups and downs. Black or white, it didn't make any difference. The same pains and same loves and same desires were there. So I think this MLK Day for me is more than just a holiday that, we got an extra day off, or the wife's home today. Again, we didn't go out and do anything. And I think in years to come, future years, there was some things going on civically, but this time, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, both churches did a walk down in the southern part of Dallas, and I was down there for that. It was great. I went and did it, and we had a walk, a unity walk, and then we went to this park and had hot dogs and hung out, and it was great. It was awesome. Saw some dear friends of ours there and did the walk. And of course, at that time, I weighed 80 pounds more, and I had a hard time on my back. Now, I'd be able to make the walk there and back. It was like a mile walk or something. And now, heck, today I did 80 minutes of walking. That was like 4 miles. So it's like, so I ought to be able to get around. But anyway, the point is, and I hope you guys get the point. I'm not trying to preach here. On, we address these things in a positive manner. And this year's MLK Day for us in our house meant a lot more because of the fact we've got to know some great people and they got to know us. And that's the thing that I think that was surprised me the most. The two things that surprised me the last year in our journey for racial reconciliation with my church group and with my wife and I is the surprise of things they didn't know about me. I always thought it was, well, I didn't know them. But the reality was, and it's very bad at all. And I think once you get past that, realize, and again, I think the real eye opener for me was when this couple had almost an identical story that my wife and I had. Some of the very same pains we've had to go through that have hurt have not hurt us toward each other, but as a family. Some struggles that we've had as a group, as a family. And I'm not going to go into those. It's not important. But for folks that really know us, know what I'm talking about. This couple had the very same thing. And it was so cool to see that fellowship and having dinner with them. So my point is this year's MLK Day meant a little bit more to me than it did before. Forward, that it'll always be more than just, well, no, it'll be more than just an extra day on the calendar I get to be off. 3-day weekend. And we may take a 3-day weekend trip down the road. We may do that. Usually I guess the thing for me is that usually at MLK Day, I'm in Australia. The last three MLK days, I've been in Australia. So it kind of passes over there as another day. So anyway, thank you very much, Georgette. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying. The only thing about being skinnier is that you get this chicken neck thing going on. But how are you and Gary doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Shane, good to see you over there. Tom Bateman, good to see you here. Australia. Monday, good to see you in Australia as well. It is about that time. It's almost game time. They begin playing in about 23 minutes. I got those game notes done last hour. And here's what's great about one of the great things happened today. This was fun. There are a lot of bad things about social media, but this is a great one. I mean, Tom Bateman and I grew up together. Tom and I were church mates together, played sports, and just grew up together. We're good, dear mates growing up. Just Gary and Georgette, people I met in the baseball game. Same along with Keith. Same thing. Shane over in Australia, Melinda over in Australia. People that I met in my travels. It brings us all together. And what's really cool about social media is what happened to me today. I'm here, and I probably would have got the game notes done a little sooner, but I had a mate of mine in Australia messaging me about Australia baseball stuff. And then a fraternity brother of mine who I've not talked to. I don't think I've talked to Kurt probably it might have been going on 20 years. I was at 105.3 the last time we chatted together, 105.3, the CBS station here. He was working for CBS Radio as well. I was working for CBS. That's the last time we had crossed paths, and that was like in 2000. And just a cool dude. Went to school here in Dallas, went to tech with me. Anyway, and we messaged back and forth today. That would not have been possible without the modern technology of social media and Messenger and things like that. And be able to chat with him back and forth was really cool because I'd forgotten he'd been in radio. We kind of forgot what I did. And he had, it was just a great conversation, and just to have that. And so these conversations here, racial reconciliation opportunities, there's really good things for this venue, this vehicle. A lot of negative too. And we've seen it the last 2 or 3 weeks. There's a lot of real negative press in the social media world, but there is a really good thing for it. When I'm reminded, when I have conversations like I'm having with you right now, or with my fraternity brother Kurt, or anyone, when you start to feel those things, you realize there's some good out there. And being able to Zoom and have a church men's group together and talk about racial issues is really, really cool. Man, those are things we weren't doing that technology has allowed us to do. So there is good in technology. There's good in social media. Not all good, but there's good in it. So Yeah, I guess I'm being a little evangelical today. How about that? What else is going on today? We've got the NFL this weekend. I pretty much went way I thought it was going to go. I don't. I guess the only one I was probably, I'm going to say shocked by. Nothing shocked me, but I kind of thought the Saints would have a better play at home. I thought they'd be a little bit better of a play at home, but I'm not shocked that Tom Brady beat Drew Brees. Drew Brees is on his last legs. It looks like, poor guy. What I thought was really cool. Did you guys see this? After the game was over, Drew Brees is down there. This happens a lot if you ever been to a Cowboy game. You'll sometimes see the players come out in the field after the fans have left and play catch with their family or get pictures taken with their family members or whatever. And Drew Brees is out there in the field with his wife and his kids. I think he's got 3. They were out there, and Tom Brady came out in his little, to go, his travel bag with him. And Brady and Brees were chatting and, said goodbye. Before Brady left, did you guys see this? He throws a Nerf touchdown pass to one of Brees' kids. I mean, just having a good time talking to the kids. I saw Tom Brady in a different light, seeing him do that. It was just something different. But so anyway, I don't know if you guys see it. It's all over social media. You guys can check that out. So we've got this weekend coming up. We got the Green Bay Packers hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which used to be big division bunkmates, not anymore. And then in the other matchup, the AFC, we've got for that Lamar Hunt Trophy. They're playing in Lamar Hunt's old stadium. Of course, his family still owns the Chiefs. Chiefs, I'll be back home again, and they're playing Buffalo. I think that could be just a phenomenal game. I expect, he was a class act, no doubt about it. I expect Patrick Mahomes to play. I don't know if you saw, it was a weird concussion. He hit his head down on the ground, but he looked like he hit his hand as well, and maybe something. It was an odd concussion. The one that Lamar Jackson had the night before looked a little bit more, they'll hit the head in the back of the turf kind of deal. And having had both those happen, they do hurt. I mean, they do get your attention. There's a certain rattle of a football helmet that it just never goes away. You could not play again the rest of your life and hear that same noise that echoes inside the helmet that you have heard time and time again. But it was a class act move, wasn't it? So anyway, Green Bay, and then of course Tampa, and then Kansas City and Buffalo. I'm sure Mahomes plays. I mean, he's got 5-day protocol to go through, and if the doctor clears him, I'm sure they will. He'll be good to go on Sunday. Of course, I imagine that play that they'll option read. That's out of the playbook. No matter what fans may say in KC, that's not really Mahomes' game. He's not he's not Lamar Jackson, whose legs are part of the weapon or his first weapon. Patrick Mahomes got a hell of a cannon. I mean, that guy's arm is phenomenal. Yes, his legs are there to make the play go from option 1 to option 2 or 3, but his first thing is not to drop back and then take off running. So I imagine they tear that page on the playbook. But Buffalo, that'll be a good matchup. I mean, Buffalo did everything. I mean, they pretty much did everything you could ask for. Hey, you know what? Cleveland's only got themselves to blame. And I talked to my mate Paul Morgan about this last night, big Browns fan. This guy gets up in the middle of the night, watches the Browns every week, because they come on usually at noon our time, which is 2 a.m. his time on a Monday morning. He got a chance to watch them for breakfast, though. And, hey, you know what? They get 4 minutes to go. You're down by a touchdown. Anyway. So it should be good stuff. I believe Kansas City's a 4-point favorite, and I believe Green Bay is 3.5. I think the total for KC is 55. I want to say Green Bay, Tampa total is 53. I think that's the case. I do supposed to be decent 50s, high 50s, lows in the high 20s, but I believe over the weekend they're expecting some snow and rain on Sunday, so stand by for that. But you're going to see Kyle Drew there in Australia. Australia checking in big time. on a Tuesday. Like I said, the Perth game begins in 15 minutes. So going to get on it and go get them. Wednesday, I will be in KC. I don't know where I'll do the show from. It'll be somewhere. It may be my hotel room. It may be I don't know. Don't know where I'm going to do it from. Assuming I'm not in a meeting. But so Wednesday's kind of 50-50 for the week ahead. And then coming up on Friday, we'll be here again. We'll roll the beer out again. And we'll see if we can rebound from last week's dreadful performance in the beer. My wife and I just didn't like either one of them, and we're kind of in a bit of a rut. We got to go back to the week before Christmas. We've had something we actually would buy more of, so we got to turn that thing around, don't we? So that'll be this Friday. That's the broadcast week. Talking Baseball Australia will air, but I'm not sure if we're going to air it on Thursday. I'm not sure when we're going to air it. I'm not 100% sure yet because I'll be en route back to Texas when we air normally. So I got to chat with Paul about that here. So I'll let you guys know, Twitter or something. I don't know. I'll post something on here if I need to, but expect something, even if it's just 15 minutes or so on Wednesday. This may be a very short week. We'll keep the thing going. How about it? Maybe I can roll some snow up there in KC. But Winking Owl, there you go. There you go. Winking Owl wine for Mom. Mom, you've checked that out? You need to check it out, Mom. The Winking Owl. I like that. Winking Owl. Check that out, Mom. It's your assignment, Mom. It's your homework assignment. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Yeah, we gotta do something better something a little more tasty for the beer, don't we? I'm gonna fire the grill up tonight. We're gonna do a little pre-cooking, a little chicken and brats, but I haven't brined the chicken yet, so I've got to brine the chicken. It's a secret. If you don't brine your chicken for a bit, it's gonna be really, really, really dry. Especially I'll be cooking in the dark. Don't want that to happen. So anyway, hope you guys have a great week. Great the rest of your day, and let's be kinder, gentler, let's love more. Let's do that. Good to see everybody out there. Again, I'm sorry I didn't have a lot today. I'm sorry about the microphone, but it is what it is, folks. I bought all this equipment. Now it doesn't work. I'm beginning to think it's the user. It probably is the user. All right, much love. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Let's keep loving, keep showing that empathy, and just keep praying for each other, keep fighting on. Let's get through this thing. We're going to do it. All right, let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Much love. Virtual hugs, everybody. I love y'all. See you guys on Wednesday from KC at Virtual Happy. I'll do it somewhere from KC. I just don't know where. Maybe a bar stool at a hotel near you. How about that? All right, here we go. Let's close it out. We'll see you guys then. Oh, wait, hold on. Mom's got one thing to say. Only been to that store once. Have one of the neighbors. Yes, try it out, Mom. That's your homework assignment, Mom. You guys homework. Everybody else, love each other. Here we go. See y'all on Wednesday in 3, 2, 1.